Hi, everybody. It's the CESE annual meeting. Let's see here. Admitting Marilyn, Cindy, Kim. 7 people are waiting. Ken. Okay. And
Hello.
hello.
You want my video or not?
Well, sure, if you want.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you doing?
Lisa was
Good.
panicking.
Everybody else doing good?
Well, I didn't think you guys were ever gonna let us in.
Well, it's
Start at 1.
just now 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna do this early.
Christine. Okay, I think all righty. I hope I got everybody in the waiting room.
Hi, Jack.
There's like this thing on my head over here. Like I'm wearing a hat.
It's your Steve crown. Hi, Steve.
On this computer, I can't use the background because it makes me transparent. See? Okay.
Love it.
All right. On my Mac, it works fine. But we're Windows today.
So, Dave, I can hear you, and then you fade out.
Oh no,
Now I hear you good.
I'm not
You're
muted.
talking. Now you're going away.
How odd.
That's the kind of guy Dave is.
Can't hear Ken too well.
It must be your speaker because I can hear everybody.
Okay. Let me see if I can. Is there a way to do it on the Zoom?
No,
I just have on and off. That's all I got.
yeah.
You have to use your computer volume control.
All right.
Get deep pistachios.
Okay.
Jack, you're not quite Kilroy today.
A
Yeah.
suit?
He's off in Hawaii or in Tahiti.
I found another adjustment on my chair.
Jesse is wearing a suit.
Yes, I am.
Somebody get a photo of that, man. I want to blow that up.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing on beneath the coat.
I don't care. That's all I need a photo of.
All right, you guys ready? Should we wait a couple more minutes?
Oh, wait a few more minutes. People are always late.
Okay, all right. I will wait a couple more
Never start a 1 o'clock meeting at 1.
minutes.
Hey,
Oh, my principal does. It was like, you better be there on time. I really admired that about him.
There's Sir William Cass.
doesn't he know this is New Mexico?
Your speaker's not
No,
on.
that's actually Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Ah!
I thought I would need an observer.
That is fantastic. Everybody needs a cow in their picture.
It's kind of calming, isn't it?
Yeah, very serene.
So I thought I'd explain my presence. I'm a member, but this was kind of a test to see if I really was a member by seeing if I got the right Zoom link. I haven't been particularly active, but the Zoom link worked, so I decided I would attend.
Well, I'm glad you did. We got lots of cool things to tell you.
Thanks.
Yeah, it won't take long at all. We should be done early.
Now, which Christine is that? Down here. You see Christine on here?
I
Yeah,
do.
she's muted. Hi, Christine.
I can unmute her.
Hey, Jesse, did you get my email?
Yeah, about 30 seconds before I clicked on the Zoom link.
Instructions from Lisa. And sorry
Somebody
about
say something.
Sorry about the lateness there.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, and your speaker's off. I mean, your microphone's off.
Who's
Darn, I forgot to style my hair this morning.
Well, we were wondering about that, Ken, but you know, we'd be nice.
I even got a new blow dryer, and it's just
I think you're just trying to emulate your hero, Don Trump.
oh.
Okay, so
Anybody want a pistachio?
yes?
Everybody see Marilyn's message?
yeah, hi. Mary.
Excellent, Kim. That was good.
Welcome.
Just the right amount of salt.
Okay, so should I start or should I wait longer?
Yeah, go ahead and start.
It's 5 after. Yeah, it's. We're not going to
Okay.
give them 15 minutes because this isn't college.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello. Welcome to CSE's annual meeting. I'm Lisa Durkin. I'm the president of our fine organization. Just so everybody knows what we do. We're the Coalition for Excellence in Science Education, Science and Math Education. We're composed of interested citizens throughout New Mexico and the nation, including scientists, engineers, educators, university, faculty, members of the clergy, and parents. It's a non-partisan, non-sectarian, and we welcome members of all religions and political philosophies. The coalition works to improve science education and science literacy for all citizens. Questions? Okay. The first portion of this is our business meeting. It shouldn't take much time at all. We're going to elect our new president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we did this year and what our goals are for next year and the following year. You're welcome to type questions and comments into the chat, and I'll address them promptly. It looks like we don't have too many people, so that if you want to just jump in there anytime, that won't be a problem. Okay, the second portion of our meeting after the business meeting will feature our distinguished guest, Dr. Mark Baslow. He's a research professor at the University of New Mexico, a physicist at Los Alamos National Laboratory. And his presentation will be about the importance of astronomical drama to humans. I can't wait to see this presentation. All right, so Jesse's going to make an introduction of Professor Baslow as soon as we get onto the new link for Dr. Baslow. So his presentation will be at 1:30, and that will be on a YouTube link. So I'm going to put in the chat right now.
Jesse already did.
Well, I'm going to do it again. Okay. There it is.
And
So
that
all
link.
you have to do, here's Jesse's and here's mine, is you bring up the chat and then you'll see the YouTube link. So as soon as we're done with this meeting, just copy and paste that link, and you might even be able to just link from here into the YouTube portion of this. It's at 1:30, and that'll be Dr. Baslow's presentation, and we are honored to have him, and we're very excited about it. Okay, there will be a question and answer period after his presentation as well, and probably done according to chat. All right, so questions, problems, issues, everybody okay?
So,
All right.
so I plan to do a screen share of Mark's presentation that'll be part of this Zoom meeting.
Oh,
But I do recommend that people just watch it on YouTube. It'll probably be better quality, much better quality. So just for the record, for the videotape later and all that, I'm going to go ahead and screen share it.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is really wonderful.
But we should come back here after the talk for the Q&A.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
I think so.
fantastic. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good.
But we're going to do some of the Q&A just on YouTube with the chat, the YouTube chat, I imagine.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That
For
is
the
wonderful.
general public.
I like the
yeah.
chat feature because people can like communicate and through chat, and
Yeah,
the flow of the
assuming,
meeting doesn't get interrupted.
assuming enough people watch, I couldn't tell you if this is going to be 25 viewers or 2,500. So
Okay.
we'll find out.
We'll find out.
I pimped it on the Committee for Scientific Inquiry or Skeptical Inquiry now, and Center for Skeptical Inquiry, and all over.
All right.
I tweeted Phil Plait, the bad astronomer. So we'll see.
We'll see. That's fantastic. Hey, way to go, guys. Way to get the message out there. You know?
I have a little question here.
All right.
I see a record button down at the bottom of the screen, so I assume somebody, Jesse, is going to record this presentation. So
I'm recording it, the Zoom part.
yeah, yay.
YouTube is going to record the Baslow part, and then we'll record that here too, but the quality is going to be better on the YouTube.
All right.
I should have known you would take care of that.
That's so good.
We are recording.
All right. We are recording. So make it good.
Big brother.
All right. What CESE has done this year, we've been monitoring the implementation of next generation science standards. They are called New Mexico STEM Ready Standards, and we've been trying to lend our support to that implementation because we all know implementation is everything. All right. And we had plans to study data from those test results. But what happened? Yeah, COVID, right? And it just threw a monkey wrench in everything. But it gave us an opportunity to research new data and start, drilling down into what we can do to implement better education on distance learning and in blended learning and hybrid learning using data, instead of a gut instinct, well, this teacher said all of these kids didn't, well, how many kids? That's what we do. We really want it to be real science that drives decisions. Okay, so because of COVID, students weren't given standardized tests this year, including next generation science standards. And so we don't have results from this year. What we have is results maybe from next year, and that means we won't be able to study them until the year after. And I think Kim's going to speak to that because since this new next generation science test is new and radically different than the prior tests, it's not going to go, it's not apples to apples. So we're going to have to do a lot of tweaking of our data, and it's not going to be as strong as it would be if it were apples to apples. So we're going to see some adjustment. All right, over the years, we'll be able to reconcile that. All right, so it won't be for 2 years before we're able to really get that very strong data out there. And that data should be even more difficult to align to old tests because it's testing, not only is it a new test, it's testing new standards, using new materials, new pedagogy, and COVID made distance learning a thing, and that's going to be an issue as well. All right, we are concerned about how distance learning will affect students' performance, and we have the ability to analyze that. And the person who's doing that is Kim Johnson. He's looked at how much internet service is available to students already. And he's also looked at performance using an index, and now someone can look at a map and see how that performance aligns with that internet access. It's so cool. And Kim is going to explain it to us. So go, Kim.
Okay. Yeah, back in the first or second week of January, Cindy and I met at a restaurant, Cochina. You can't talk, can you?
I can talk. You're talking, because we were both there. It was Cocina Azul, it wasn't Cochina.
That's Cocina Azul. And she was with somebody and I was with a bunch of other people, and they were charter people. And I'll make this quick here because we're going to run out of time. There were 5 different charter schools there, and they were all serving high-risk students. And the money had been cut off. The small school money was going away, drying up over a 3-year period or 2-year period. And they were really hurting because they require more than regular schools do, for 2 reasons. One, charter schools are their own local educational authority. They don't have access to all the overhead functions that large school districts do, and so they have to beg, borrow, and steal. And second, the at-risk kids need more money to just handle on a day-to-day basis. So that's what the meeting was about. How can we demonstrate this? And so I flopped out the old Cese method and a chart. So here's how we do it, I think. We take this predicted line. Y'all remember the chart, predicted versus actual. And then you have a prediction line that goes up based on, it's calculated from demographic variables. And they said, okay, what can you come up with? And I came up with, based on reading for all schools in the state that Jesse ran canonical on any number of times, actually came up with a way of translating that into an index that is determined by the demographics. And we know demographics is the main determinant for performance. And so I put it together. Jack printed out a bunch, and I went up to a House Ed committee meeting and handed these things out, and they went like hotcakes. And it ended. This was supposed to be a resolution or memorial for joining with the PED to develop this further. And it didn't make it out of the last day of session. It made it all the way to that, but never made it to the floor. I kept developing it, and of course, one of the main questions was, how does the internet service with and actual usage with the COVID-19 for the schools, how does that align with the ones that need it the most? And so there's a way of determining that. There are sources that take U.S. Census data and all sorts of data from all the communications companies, put it together, and that is updated continually. And I got access to it. It was just coming online. I got access to it. So we aligned, or I made this map that showed the how well districts have access and are using, not just have access, but are using the internet, and then overlaid with that, where are the high risk and regular risk districts. And I think I sent you all a map, right? About 10 days ago, we had another big Zoom meeting, and it was with a number of legislators, several superintendents, district superintendents, and a whole bunch of other people, PED and everybody. And it was well received. So in my game is that, CSE did this. I mean, I did it, but CSE started this a long time ago when Walt found canonical correlation. And that is probably the big thing. The at-risk formula right now is legislated, and it does things like, say, take the mobility percentage, the economically disadvantaged percentage, and one more percentage, add them up, divide by 3, and then multiply by some other number. And this is how much we're going to give schools. It's like, that's kind of like, why did you divide? Why did you average them? Why didn't you multiply? Why don't you do a weighted average of some sort? No, it doesn't make sense, and it does not align very well with what the canonical correlation.
I've got to dip out. I give my dad proxy power for voting. So for the record, I will catch you guys in a little while.
Okay. Anyway, this looks like it would be a really good replacement for the at-risk formula that's there now. People want to, and this plays into YASI too. As you know, the state is trying to do away with YASI, saying we've done everything we can, and we've done everything to abide by the court's decision, and there's more money coming in to these schools. First, they don't even know how to identify the schools properly. I mean, with that formula, that doesn't do it. Second, that YASI money is not targeted. Third, they have to have pretty specific goals on what to do with that money. You can't just give a school money and say, here, spend it. What are you going to use? How are you going to use it to help, really bring about equity? And equity is, I think I used my example of equity is the 3 kids trying to look over a fence and they're different heights. Well, equal is you give them all equal boxes to stand on. Equity is you give the short kid a taller box so he can see over. And that, in my mind, is what needs to be done. Using this kind of index to allocate money directed to schools and have them literally accountable. I don't like to use that word because it's misused, but really on how they're going to spend it and what they're going to do. And I guess the last thing is people are expecting something like this to help take care of educational problems. It does not address societal problems, cultural problems at all. And there's only so much the schools can do. And I really get tired of hearing people, we need to get more, wait, why don't we go into the community and do the community outreach stuff? That's what has worked in other places that have this kind of problem. And more and more. Okay, I'll stop that. Testing, I wanted to say a couple of words. We're about out, we need to vote. Testing is a real mess. I'm working with Farmington and we're trying out all sorts of things, looking at how do we figure out where kids are at the district level, at schools levels and district levels, using formative tests, which are supposed to be just for guiding instruction, basically, on an individual basis. And there's no longitudinal data since 2019 testing. So where do the kids stand? Where should they be? This is a really complex problem. There are all sorts of tests out there. Who's going to take what is really up in the air. So anyway, I'm working with Farmington very closely on that, and we're becoming a test bed. So. Questions we need to get. Answers.
Thanks, Kim. You're amazing. We love Kim.
That's CSE. I'm trying to say CSE all the time.
No, you did great. And, we're awesome. We're smart and we're clever and we're going to move on. So key issues for the coming year. We need to understand how the new normal is going to impact student learning and achievement. And we are well on our way using Kim's statistical analysis to build on to figure that out. And we're doing that in order that we need, as Kim just said, we need to assess the impact in this strange new world. And how do we build those assessments? What are those assessments actually going to mean? What does graduation mean when there's no real testing to make sure that they actually do know something? So much we don't have answers for. What we've got revised schedules, distance learning barriers for both students and teachers. And this is brand new. I'd say anecdotally, about a third of my students dropped off the map maybe 25% at the very end there, they're just gone. How are we going to maintain equity for disadvantaged students in the rural world? Kim just talked about that. The alignment of the goals has to occur all the way up into higher education with respect to how certain thresholds are met for and their acceptance into college. I mean, we don't know what does a credit mean anymore. Okay, we need to address those items with valid data, and that's what CESE does. Okay, I'm going to give you the slate, and we're going to vote on the new president and vice president, treasurer, and secretary. So I've been nominated for president. Jesse Johnson has been nominated for vice president, treasurer Steve Brugge, and secretary Dave Thomas. Is there anyone who would like to nominate themselves? Going once, going twice? Okay.
I move the slate. I move the slate.
Any,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. It's time to conclude our business and move on to the YouTube presentation. So, any questions? Okay, awesome. Let's, those links are up there in chat, and we've got 5 minutes. Hey, bam.
Bam.